403-295-5715. That's 403-295-5715.
Welcome back to the BS3 Sports Show, special edition on a Tuesday. Normally, we would be doing the Dope Music Podcast, but Cornell Fox reached out, and I wanted to get him on the show as soon as possible, and was able to make that happen for today. And like I said, he's really got some great things going on with Gold Driven. But let's talk about some MMA. So we talked about yesterday, John Bones Jones, beating Thiago Santos by split decision. But the interesting part about this is they both left the fight in a wheelchair. So that just shows how hard they were fighting, first of all, and how much that they put into it. But Santos has a torn ACL, MCL, PCL, and meniscus in his left knee. So needless to say, he will not be fighting again in 2019. So reportedly, he is done for the rest of the year. But you do what you have to do, because if you want to go up against the best of the best, you have to put it all on the line. You have to put it all out there. You got to be able to risk everything, because you never know when you'll get this opportunity again. But obviously he lost, but he's out of there. He is done for the rest of the year. You will not see him fighting in the octagon probably till 2020. Sad to see. But that's a part of this. That's a part of the sport. It's a part of the sport. So I wanted to talk about 5 potential opponents for John Jones. He has pretty much beat everybody in this division. He's been on a rampage since he got in there. Corey Anderson, I actually interviewed him on a past show. UFC fighter, heavyweight division. He's been on a winning streak. Daniel Cormier, which I've talked about this before, I want to see a round 3. I know a lot of them, the majority of these fights have been tainted. But wouldn't you want to see a fight that is not tainted, and Daniel Cormier, probably his last fight, because I don't know how much more he has left. So wouldn't you want to see his last fight to round it out against John Bones Jones? Wouldn't you want to see that? I think you would want to see that. I think that would be well worth your watching. Shout out to Susan Sparrow in the building. Thank you so much for tuning in. Special edition of the BS3 Sports Show on XWide Radio. So those are a couple of candidates that I mentioned, or potential opponents. Also, you have Stipe Miocic, who was going to fight possibly Jones in 2017. He's 36 years old, most consecutive title defenses. But I don't know if that would be top competition. I just don't know. Also, you got Thiago Santos Part 2, which it won't be till 2020. I would want to see that. But this is the one I really want to see. Him going up against Francis Ngannou. That's who I want to see. Because this kid has been knocking people out like crazy. He has, used to talk about growing up a one-hitter quitter. That's this guy. If he catches you with a hot one real quick, it's going to be a problem for you. That's the one I really want to see. His he was supposed to fight Junior Dos Santos on the 6th, but it's showing he actually fought him on the 29th and he beat him. I think he's been on a little bit of a streak too. And the guy actually looks like, if you remember Black Panther, the guy that challenged Chadwick Boseman at the beginning of the movie, that's who this guy looks like. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. He lost to Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight championship. That was in 2018. He also lost to Derek Lewis, but he's been on a 3-fight winning streak. That's the one I want to see. Mo Cheese says, I don't know, Ben. I think it will still be more than the same in fight 3. And you're probably right. But I still want to see it. But first and foremost, I want to see him fight Francis Ngannou. That's what I want to see him fight first. Then maybe fight Danny Cormier. Because we've seen it so many different times, I get it. So we need to see some more competition. And I think this guy will give Bones Jones a run for his money. And Susan, we're actually talking about UFC. I don't necessarily talk WWE. But I'm doing great. Susan, thank you for coming into the show. Do you have a show, Susan? By the way, if you do, put that in the chat room. Mo Cheese has his own show, multiple shows actually, kind of like myself. Pop-Up King, Country Road Show, Fish and Grits with J Fish the Microwave. A-Trap B, End of the Bench, will be coming up next, like I said. DJ Knox with the music on the 1s and 2s. Also, waiting on that Beat album by DJ Knox. You can check him out on XWAD Radio. I wanted to give a shout out to Jeff Fox of the Jeff Fox Show. His show is on XWAD Radio as well on the weekends, but he actually just got a promotion. He has a show on 1210 The Man in Miami, and this show will now be on evenings 7 to 9 with him and Gigi Fontaine. So if you're in the Miami area, or if you just want to check out Jeff Fox, that is on Monday through Friday, 7 to 9, 1210 The Man. So big shout out to him. Mochi says, Dear Hip Hop is returning to the network on Thursdays. Be on the lookout for that. Him and DJ Knox. That's going to be great for your ears. So make sure you keep it locked right here on XWAD Radio, giving you great content every single day. So a funny story that I wanted to bring up. On Jimmy Kimmel, I think this was last night, there's a guy in the crowd that's a Chiefs fan. Patrick Mahomes is on the show. And this guy says, yeah, I have a champ stamp. You know, people have what they call tramp stamps, which is a tattoo on the lower back for females. I don't call it that, but that's kind of like what people call it. Kind of like a wife beater. It's really not the right thing to say. It's not the right thing to call a t-shirt, but that's what people call it. So he has a tattoo on his lower back of Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it is massive. I don't know if this is a real tattoo or this is fake, but this is a massive tattoo of Patrick Mahomes throwing a football, and it says champ stamp on the bottom. That's, first of all, that's next level fandom right there. I'm not doing that. I don't even think I would get a Cowboys tattoo. I love the team, but I don't love them that much, okay? I may get a BS3 sports tattoo, but I'm definitely not getting a Cowboy star tattoo. And this guy got Patrick Mahomes' whole face His whole, like he's in throwing motion. That's crazy. So I talked about yesterday about a funny post that someone put on Twitter. It was by a guy named Chris Arnold. He co-hosts multiple shows here in Dallas on 105.3 The Fan. So he said, here's the new NBA. The Lakers have the Bron and the Brow. The Clippers have Kawhi and PG-13. The Brooklyn Nets have KD and Kyrie. The Trailblazers have Dame and CJ. The Celtics have Kemba Walker and Hayward, which should be Kemba and what's my young kid? Cannot remember his name right now, but he's one of the young up-and-coming stars on the Celtics. Steph and Clay for the Warriors, Embiid, Simmons, Harden, CP3. The Mavs have Luka and the Unicorn. The OKC Thunder have Russ and Westbrook. And that's true. That's 100% true because there is no one else on this team anymore. No one else. Which there is trades being talked about. Tatum. Thank you, A-Trap. Thank you. That should be Kemba and Tatum. And the Knicks have Cap and Space. So I'm going to share that out. You can go to BS3 Sports on Twitter and find that. A-Trap B coming up next. You tuned in to the BS3 Sports Show Special Edition. Have a good rest of your day. I'll be back on Friday with the BS3 Sports Show. We'll have a special guest on the show as well. Have a good rest of your day. God bless. God is love. And I'm out. Peace.